Hi. So my question is, if you would like to change something in the Vampire Diaries, what would you like to change?
I wish Joseph hadn't gotten his own spin-off. Because then he left the show.
So I was just wondering, what was it like filming the Stefan and Caroline wedding at the end of the series?
What was it like filming that? It was weird because like the Stefan Elena romance is kind of like the OG romance, you know what I mean? And so it was kind of weird to then suddenly have
Caroline's pretty hot though, man.
I'm not saying that she's not. I'm just saying it was kind of like an interesting turn. I didn't see it coming, to be honest with you.
Oh, you know who used to say shit all the time was Niklaus. He'd be like, I will kill your family. And then the next episode he'd be like, I will kill your family. I swear to God I will do it. He never did anything. That guy was so full of shit.
So listen, guys. So I never really watched the show, right? In fact, I really have not seen it. I watched like the first few episodes. First, like maybe like, I don't know, 7 or 8 episodes of season 1, and I never watched it again. Ever.
Why do you think, I wanted to ask you, why do you think Stefan didn't save Elena from the car?
It's a very good question. When I read that scene, well actually, when I read it, I was sort of concerned that it was confused, and then we rehearsed it, and it was like the day of shooting, and I went, wait a minute, the way this is blocked, the way they were doing this, I could very easily just grab Elena and bring her up to the surface. I'm a vampire. And so I called the writers and I said, guys, this doesn't make any sense. And they sort of justified it in 2 ways. They said, firstly, you just can't do it. You can only grab one person and at a time. So that's their first justification.
Dude, you're like, what? Delana? Like that's any better?
Well, no, but then we had to bring in all these other villains, and they weren't very good.
I don't know what is going on here, and I don't know how he managed to stay alive this whole time. Because he has no superpowers, he has no personality. No.
Why didn't you audition for Matt Donovan? I don't know, maybe because I'm not a complete and total loser? Like, what?
Name one storyline you think should have never made it out of the writer's room.
Oh, God. After Nina left the show, they were like, we need to pair Stefan with some romantic partner. And then Stefan and Caroline ended up having a wedding and getting married, right?
I can tell you what my hopes are. You know, my hopes are that Stefan sort of, I hope that Stefan gets tempted by the dark side, you know, selfishly. You know, I'd like my character to stay in that dark world. But I really actually have no idea. They don't tell me anything.
However many years later, I'm sitting on the couch, and all of a sudden, I see the Vampire Diaries. I'm, you know, skimming through the channels or whatever on HBO or whatever. And I'm like, oh shit. And for whatever reason, I started watching it. And you know what? It was pretty fucking good. I was pretty into it. I was like, this is fucking good. The only thing that I thought was a little bit like when the fog came in like episode 1, I was like, why is this fog so thick?
Drop in the ocean, what the hell is that?
The one where Elena called Stefan when he just became a Ripper, and then...
Oh, in the parking lot.
Yeah.
I said, why is it called Drop in the Ocean? Is that
the song is called Drop in the Ocean.
Now I want to hear the song. I want to go on Spotify, hold on. Oh, I don't even know. I never heard this. Oh, yeah. That's a nice song.
The trap Who the shit cares about that? That was a terrible storyline.
Their second justification was that Elena, this whole time, has been sort of symbolically trying to be a woman and make her decisions, and I've been letting her do what she needs to do. That was like towards the end, I was like letting her make her own choices, and she made the decision to take Matt and not me, and I respected her as a woman. I don't buy it, okay? I'll be completely honest.
I don't really feel like I am anything like Stefan, to be honest with you.
You are! You're brooding!
He's such a little Steph pussy.
You're not. You're so
I am broody, I am broody.
And you're so moody.
I am moody.
You are Stefan.
Is he moody? What? You think he's moody? Really? Alright, jeez. Alright, I guess I'm, yeah, I'm moody. I just feel like Stefan's such a sensitive little,
Writers probably gonna get mad at me. I don't buy it, but you know, it is what it is, and so we have to live with it. I personally think Stefan would have just went, I don't really care what the hell you have to say, and would have grabbed her. So, but it is a story, you know, and frustrating things happen in life and in stories, and it just happens.
What are you hoping for Hope's future?
How Michael's
No fucking clue.
you know, I'm just.
I think a lot of it too depends on like if it's working. Like if it's becoming redundant and we're all vampires and people are like, well, now it's boring, then I'm sure they'll fix that and get rid of it. So I think it's just a matter of what works, you know?
I don't really miss anything about playing him, and I don't mean that in like I just kind of like 8 years is a long time, but I loved.
Who deserves the Elena? Yeah?
Well, we decided.
We decided.
Neither one of us.
None of us.
We should have died together. We should have never been allowed to live because we had just created so much destruction for humanity.
You know when you take a test and then A, B, C, and D is none of the above? We're taking D, none of the above. None of the two people here deserves her. She deserves to have her memories wiped and then supernatural powers taken away and her starting a whole fresh new life as a human being.
That,
Sorry, hold on. Is this Phoebe's daughter as well?
Yes.
You had a daughter with Phoebe?
Yes.
That's fucked up.
Your character killed like 150 people, and you're an ordained minister.
Mate, do you know?
You know what sucks about dancing? I'm gonna tell you what sucks about dancing on a TV series is that you have to do dialogue, right? So you can't actually have the music. So what happens is they do playback, and it's like, and then it's like cut, and then it's like silence, and you have to be like. and all you hear is like shuffling, and you're like, "This is such a great party," and you just feel like an idiot.
I'm kidding. No, yes, I think it's very unfair. You know, I love how all the vampires are like immortal and have all these superpowers, and you can't kill them, and and they all die. And Matt Donovan is immortal. He's still alive till this day. He's maybe the big twist at the end is that he's the one he's you know.
Yeah, Delana sounds like it could potentially be a disease.
He's sweet, but he's still Damon. Like, he's not like all lovey-dovey like a different character. He's like, we've never really seen Damon in a real relationship.
No.
So, it's kind of fun to kind of figure out, too. Like, how would he act? Yeah, it's cute.
It's cute.
You would want to be his girlfriend, you know.
I don't want to be in the predicament of having to write season 4 because I don't know how they're going to maintain that that whole story of two brothers fighting over a mortal girl, you know? So I don't know if the whole thing's a trick. I don't know if they're going to somehow reverse it. I don't know what's going to happen.
Everyone's trying to be sexy in Mystic Falls. It's kind of ridiculous. It's embarrassing.
I knew I couldn't spike your drink, so I spiked hers.
I have no idea.
What?
Wait, I knew I couldn't spike your drink. So
Say it in Stefan's voice. Do you recognize
Really?
it?
Hold on.
I knew I couldn't spike your drink.
Oh yeah, Stefan. You're right. Now it all makes sense.
You know, and I'm hoping they give him some funny lines, and he becomes a bit of a, you know, a funny, like there's some funny stuff, and gets to sort of enjoy himself, you know, rather than suffer and brood. I don't want to brood.